do you think people still love this movie after so long?
When you say it's a 20-year, I have one word for that, oi. Well, I think it's like for the same reason they like the original movie with Haley Mills. It's kind of a timeless story, and I think everybody or every young kid whose parents get divorced want their mom and dad to get back together. So it's kind of a fantasy. I mean, it was a novel first, then it was a movie. It's kind of a universal story that's going to go on and on, I think. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. It's a fantasy, that's for sure, this one.
Lindsay Lohan, this was like her breakout role.
Right.
She was so amazing in it. What do you remember of her on the set?
What I remember is the screen test that we did. We had, I think there were 6 girls. We flew girls in from England, from all over the place. And they were all really good actresses. I think Lindsay, they all tested with Dennis Quaid. And Lindsay was maybe the 3rd or 4th kid up, right? And she was this little freckle-faced redhead girl from New York who came with her dad. And I'd say the screen test we did, it was maybe 2 minutes into the screen test or 90 seconds. And I said to Nancy, there's no chance anybody can beat this girl. She's got the part. And she totally agreed. Nancy totally agreed. I mean, it was just clear she had it. She was just fantastic. You couldn't beat her. She was magical. And she could, effortless to do both parts. The Annie, the Hallie roles, the English girl, the American girl from Napa. She just did it effortlessly. I mean, without a dialect coach or anything. And it kind of took your breath away. She was perfect. And the studio, Katzenberg and Hoberman, the heads of the studio, the minute they saw it, everybody said, forget it, look no further. This is the next Haley Mills. 90 seconds in, we knew. She just nailed it. I remember mostly her dad crying. And he's this kind of very macho guy. Like you touch him, it's like touching a piece of cement. You know, he's so solid, but tears. You know, I mean, he was really touched because it was a huge part, and it's a career-making part. I mean, clearly, you know, for a young kid, she was what, 11, and you know, it was a big deal.
Told Eve at the Parent Trap in the 1998 premiere. I think it's a timeless story. Basically, it'll be good in 30 years. I think they'll be remaking it again. Do you think in 10 years it might be remade again?
I think there's a chance they could make it again. I think it's hard to top the first 2, you know. And I'm not saying that because we made it. I think both movies work so well and were cast so brilliantly. The original was cast. Maureen O'Hara and Brian Keith were so great. It's a challenge, and finding another Haley Mills or another Lindsay Lohan, I don't think it's that easy.